How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is Lucifer here, King of Hell, aka High Evolutionary, aka King the Conqueror, Ixnay on the Jonathan Majors. So apparently, King the Conqueror has been now synonymous to King the Conqueror. I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way at all. But that's how people feel. But that's not how I feel. I think the character of King the Conqueror is pretty fucking awesome. His power set is insane. I mean, the guy, if you kill him, then the whole entire army of him that he's going to multiply to infinity and take over your entire planet. That's fucking awesome. Like he's gonna take over your entire reality. Fuck the planet. He's gonna take over your entire reality. Like that's a guy that you literally do not fuck with in any circumstances. Dude is basically God, bro. Like anyway, so there's a lot of buffoonery happening right now. Um, and sorry about that. I guess my timing was kind of off. Because I think people might think like the video that I made last night was kind of on the nose a little bit and kind of felt like it was like part of this fucking bullshit that's going on right now. My video is not about that. My video is about truth and power and ascension. My videos are about ascension, truth, power, and apotheosis. They are not about Illuminati agendas and Illuminati gay agendas and all kind of fuckboy shit um, that I don't deal with. I don't know how many times I have to repeat that. And I don't know how much proof that you need when there's actually a video on my channel that shows that they're trying to replace me with people that actually look like me or act like me. So, or say the same things that I do, because that happens a lot, especially on YouTube. A lot of people take other people's content and make videos with it. It happens to pretty much everybody that goes on to YouTube. It's pretty sad. Um, it happens a lot, like a lot, and it's not. I don't excuse it. It's not because it happens to a bunch of people that I accept it. I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's a good thing. I do not like it. I would not like to meet somebody that has taken my content. I would not like to shake his hands. I don't think that's a cool thing to do. If you don't have imagination or you don't have any content or you don't have any creativity, then get the fuck off the fucking platform, and that's it. You know. That's what I think. Anyway, you might disagree, but that's how I think. I mean, like if you're gonna steal other people's content and make videos with it, you just fucking not make videos. Period. Like go do something else. That makes no sense, bro. Like anyway, so and like I've said, I've directed it. I've directed. Well, like the thing is, I've also stated that the Illuminati do try to look like heroes. So I'm not trying to confuse, even though my video might be confusing to you. But the only reason why my videos might be confusing to you is because I'm the new guy on the block. I've only been doing this for 3 years. So, well, relatively new. 3 years is a long fucking time. I have like more than 1,000. I have like a almost 1,000 videos now on my channel. So, if you're still confused with like 1,000 videos and 3 years of content, then that's your fucking business, and you shouldn't blame me for your confusion because I'm trying to get you out of your confusion. But so if you're still in confusion, it's because you choose to be in confusion. Okay? Thank you. Um, sorry to sound so blunt, but it's this is not my doing. I do realize that after my video, though, there has been a lot of mockeries happening. Ryan Garcia winning his David Haney match and basically continuing to lie. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's going on in the Christian world. If there are Christians that believe in Ryan Garcia and what he's doing, but I think it's a complete farce, it's a complete mockery. The guy lies like he breathes, like he lies on TV, like he lies all the time, like he lies all the time. Like every word that comes out of his mouth is a fucking lie. The guy literally just said, the guy said, the thing about Ryan Garcia is, he's hanging around like Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya is a known Kabbalist. Not Cabal like Kabbalah, but he's part of the Cabal. So I don't know. Like we've seen like pictures of there's pictures of well, I've seen pictures of Oscar De La Hoya dressed up as a fucking BDSM tranny, whatever. He was hanging around with a tranny and he was dressed up in some fucking BDSM shit and he had like lipstick all over his fucking lips. He was doing some fucked up shit. He was doing some fucked up shit. So me, my image of Ryan Garcia is that, right? And then there's the fact that he goes and he says, "Oh, I don't do drugs." He spent the entire campaign before the boxing match saying that he doesn't do drugs, even though we saw him take drugs. He spent the entire campaign saying he doesn't drink, even though he does drink. Like, and he won the fight, and as soon as he won the fight, he said he smokes and he drinks. So which one is it? Like he lies all the time. I've seen the face off. I've seen the face to face that he did with David Haney. If you don't know what a face off is, if you don't really watch boxing, face offs are like a mini spotlight show that they show on TV or on the internet. They used to put it on TV. I don't know if it's still on TV, but I do know that they post it up on the internet now all the time. All the time there's a big event happening or a big match. There's a big match going on. They do face off event where there's a host and the two boxers that's gonna fight talk face to face. They do that in rap battles too. And it's kind of like a promo before the fight kind of thing going on, right? And the host asks questions about how they're gonna compete and what do they think about this next competition, blah blah blah. And the whole time he was saying stuff. David Haney was like, "You said this, you said that," and then he said, "No, I didn't say that," and then he said, "Yeah, you did that on that day, that," like he had receipts, and and then he like reverts back to being like, "Oh yeah, 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 I did say that. Oh yeah, yeah, that did happen." Oh, like he's like, "Oh no, you never knocked me out." Yes, I did. That is, it's on tape, dude. Oh yeah, 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 that did happen once. Like so, the guy lies consistently. It's consistent. And then you have like this fucking apparently Lil Uzi Vert was at Coachella. And now there's this thing. They're still doing the whole fucking stupid fake Satanist bullshit, which is I don't think it's working, you know. I don't think it's working. But you have to realize it does look like it works sometimes from where I'm standing. It's not that I don't talk to people that much, which I don't, to be quite honest, but there's a lot of fucking people that are on their side and they make content, and they know what to say and they have a script. And there's a lot of people like that. So it does look like it's working, but it's not working because most of the people that keep saying the same stuff are part of that same entourage. They are part of the cabal, whatever they want to call it. Whether they're familiars or actually full blown, Illuminati wizards and shit like that doesn't matter. To be quite honest, it comes down to the same thing from our standpoint, anyway. We don't really care. Like the regular human being doesn't really care about standings in the Illuminati. Let's just be real here. Sorry about that. We don't really fucking give a shit about that. So you know So now they're still like promoting this fake Satanist shit. So Lil Uzi Vert basically went at Coachella, dressed up like Sam Smith on cocaine, like Sam Smith did. And Sam Smith has been in the news recently again, for some fucking reason. I don't know why, because he did that shit like a long time ago. But they're still talking about Sam Smith looking fucking crazy out here, which I think the real Sam Smith is actually dead, and that's a clone. Because the thing is, like, it's a complicated, the whole cloning thing is a complicated matter, because there are some artists that have actual talent, but they end up doing like weird shit, you know. Ariana Grande, yeah, and like, they end up doing weird shit even though they can sing their asses off. And I shit you not when I say that shit, like, so, Sam Smith is a person that can sing to save his life. Well, the original Sam Smith was a person that could sing to save their fucking life. Um, and or Adele that got liposuction. That's insane. Or would you do that to your voice? You must have known that would cause some issues to your voice, because of physiology and whatnots. And so when you do have a talent that you can basically live off of for decades, it's kind of weird to see artists throwing that talent away for nonsensical bullshit. Sam Smith, I feel like that was one of them. And like, I don't understand why a person that can sing that well would do all of this garbage. I don't think Sam Smith is alive. I think they killed him a long time ago, and that's probably a clone that we're looking at doing all kinds of shit. That's just weird. There's a lot of fuckery going on. It's not clear to know what is real and what is not. Hence why I'm doing this video right now, because I do understand that my Luciferian, first of all, my Luciferian point of view might be deterred by all of this fucking nonsense. If you listen to my video and then you go see a video and then you see a video like that, of course you're gonna be like, man, fuck that shit, But you know, I don't think it's that simple. I do feel like you have to really delve into. You have to be a mystic or a spiritualist to understand some of the concepts in my video, or you have to at least have a uh, a small amount of knowledge in physics, and metaphysics to understand what I'm saying. And if you don't have those things, if you're not a mystic, if you're not a spiritualist, if you don't have a small amount of knowledge in physics or metaphysics, and then you finish watching my video, you're gonna be like, oh, that guy's part of it too. He's part of these fucking nonsense. No, I'm not. The only reason why you feel that way is probably because you don't understand all the concepts that I put in my videos. My videos are pretty long, so it's excusable. But you can't judge me if you only watch 10 minutes or 5 minutes of my video. You can't really judge me as one of them, especially if the video is like 1 hour and 26 minutes or 58 minutes or 1 hour and 30 minutes. Like, like you watched 5 minutes. You can't judge a person off of 5 minutes when the content is like 400 times the length of the 5 minutes that you watch. I'd be more interested in listening to what I'm saying than these so-called conspiracies, or these so-called Satanists, or these people that pretend to be Satanists when they really aren't. And then you'd be like, well, why would they? But the question, I feel like people don't ask themselves the questions of why they would act like Satanists, to confuse you. And the answer is very easy. It's just to confuse people. Um, the things that they do it by choice. It's not. There's no. It's easy to have zeal, right? Some people, well, we have like demonic possessions caught on tape and stuff like that. What you're looking at is zeal. People can have zeal is when you get in the zone. You get like you have this spirit, and depending on the spiritual world is more complicated than it looks. It's not just it's not just oh, this person looked like a demon, so he's into demonic shit. No, the person has zeal, and based off of the wavelength, for lack of better terms, pardon my lack of vocabulary, but um depending on the wavelength and what I mean by wavelength is the emotion felt and the idea behind what the person is doing. Like let's say Beyonce. Beyonce is one of the most popular demonic possessions that we have on YouTube, right? Um and she called her demon Sasha Fierce. Now there's no demon in the demonic realm that's called Sasha Fierce, right? But the thing is, when you are a performer of any sort, like me, I call myself Lucifer and then I channel Lucifer, right? So what is Beyonce doing is channeling a part of herself, a demonic part of herself, a spiritual part of herself that is a altered ego amalgam created from her singing and her everyday attitude, the way she perceives herself, the way she perceives things, right? She has it's called zeal, right? I have zeal, right? Um I do have that too. I don't I go by many names. I don't have just one name. And I can interchange. I can go in and out of those multiple entities throughout the day. It's not a personality disorder because that's a different subject. I'm not talking about a personality disorder. What I'm talking about is different spiritual essences that you have captured like Pokemons throughout your life, and those things live with you. There are different aspects of you. There are aspects of you that you have practiced or that you are more prone to lean emotionally towards, right? So what you're looking at is not necessarily a demonic possession. The name of a demon is Sasha Fierce. There's a lot of artists that have monikers like that because when they are in the zone, when they are channeling their higher selves, their best selves, they become that entity. It doesn't really have anything to do with demons. It doesn't have anything to do with demons from the Bible. It doesn't have anything to do with actual demons. And actual demons are gods. Demons from the Bible is a whole different ball game. So there's two different types of demons. First of all, first things first, even though the actual real demons might look like what you expect them to look like, or they might not. Because Lucifer is known to be a dragon, so he has a draconic face. But when you meet Lucifer, he doesn't come to you as a dragon most of the time. Some people might say that he did, some people might say that he doesn't. I have never seen somebody disprove my interpretation of Lucifer, because even on YouTube you will find other people that have the same interpretation of seeing Lucifer for the first time, and he comes to you from he looks like a human being. He doesn't look like a dragon. He looks like a fresh faced human being, right? And his demeanor is not chaotic. It's a gentlemanly demeanor, right? So there's no. So, anyways, um, which is basically different from the depiction that you see on TV, where it's this flailing, rage-filled creature that just want to rip and shred everything apart. that is not the actual Lucifer that actually is existing in this reality. Those are two different entities. Or you might call it a different aspect of him, right? You might call that a different aspect of him. Like I said before, that he does have a draconic face. I have seen draconic faces, Clawneck. I have seen Clawneck's draconic face. He's a black dragon. Clawneck is a black dragon, and with a greenish hue in certain parts of his body, and Lucifer is a red dragon, that almost looks black. You barely can see the red, but it's still there. Um, and they do always smile. So there are some things that are still, even though in pop culture references, but I guess an actual demon is a little bit scarier than what people think they are. So technically, a demon is scarier because to me, like, a real demon is way more scarier than the demons that we get on TV. Because they're kind of, um it's a disconcerting presence. Like, it's a creature. It sits there and looks at you, and it's consistently smiling, and you don't know why. It's just consistently smiling at you, and it's looking at you, and it's speaking to you with a consistent smile on its face, and it looks like a dragon. So that's disconcerting. It's it's disconcerting. I don't let it get to me though. But it's a lot scarier than these, creatures that flail around and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. That's even more disturbing. I feel like looking at that is even more disturbing than anything else. So, the point I'm trying to make here is, a lot of the things that we listen to or watch is most of the time, not all the time, but I would say a good 90%, and maybe I'm exaggerating here, so I'm just gonna say a good 85% of the information that we're looking at today is it's made, either it's false information, like, and when I say false information, I mean maybe the person got it wrong, or it's made to confuse you. Like, it's either false information or disinformation, and that's probably 85% of the content that's out there. And the it's like, the process of working with demons is a lot more different than people tell us is. Like, you don't need there's certain traits that you need to pick up when you are trying to invoke a demon and not evoke it, because when you're invoking, you are letting in the demon in your space and stuff like that, to bond with it and live with it and stuff like that. So there are some certain cliche, dare I say, there are some certain cliche things that you must do and have, like, like most magicians have this big ass steel sword. That's a thing. The sword is important, the wand is important, the cloak is important, black candles are important. It's cliche, but it has meaning, right? So it might be cliche, it might be referenced in pop culture, but it's an actual thing. It's actually true, right? So, like I said, 85% of the information might be false information, which means, like, either the person got it wrong, or he said some wrong shit on purpose, or it's blatantly disinformation, which is made to confuse you so that you might not know the truth, right? So, like, the ether, I feel like I've been hearing people talk through the ether and talk through the astral realm, and they're calling me a liar because of all the bullshit that's going on, right? They're calling me a liar. They're saying that I'm part of them. I'm not part of those guys, and I did lie. The thing is, even though, like, I have a lot of content, the problem is, you're pointing the finger in the wrong direction, because I have a lot of content and most of my content are very long. So I gave you, I'm not gonna do like, if I wanted to confuse you, I'm not gonna make 2 hour videos explaining everything in minuscule details, for you to not like fail at what you're trying to do. That's fucking bullshit. If you're pointing the finger at me, it's for two reasons. Either you don't understand, or you didn't watch the video, or you don't watch my content, right? And you only like look at snippets or little parts, and then you based off your shit. Because the thing is, you have to understand this is alchemy, and you have to understand that you have more information in your head coming from the Illuminati than you have information coming from real people and the real source. I'm the real source of information, and your mind is full of Illuminati information. It's not full of actual information, it's full of Illuminati information. My head, too. I'm still trying to clear that up. And it's not easy to find actual real information on the things that you want to know. You have to conduct experiments, and you have to look at things. That's the only way to truly find out if the information that you're looking at is Illuminati information or not. And that's it. That's the only way you can know. And if you don't do that on a consistent basis in your personal life, then tell yourself this: everything that's in your head is Illuminati. End of story. From start to finish, since you age 0 to whatever age that you are right now. So 90% of the Western population's mind, because the Illuminati is more prominent in the Western society, they're a little bit everywhere. They have powers, so they have political powers, so they can do things in certain places, and they have people in other countries and stuff like that. Of course, there's no country in the world where you're safe from the Illuminati. Point blank range. That's just facts. But so, not but so you have to understand that from age 0, and they built this society the way that they wanted it to build. They molded this society, because the Illuminati doesn't do everything by themselves. They have help, right? There's familiars, and then there's people that listen to familiars, and then there's people that think it's cool, and then there's people that are like sympathetic to the cause, and then there's corruption, and then there's money in hand, and then there's like bribes and stuff like that. There's reason, blackmail, blah 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 blah. Right? The list goes on. Right? So they're not completely in control of everything that's happening, but they have a severe amount of control compared to everybody else over what happens. They have a lot more control over what happens than actual politicians have control over what happens. This is the reason why when you see an entity like Donald Trump arrive, everybody's trying to get at him, because he's not controlled by these guys, and he's not trying to do what these guys are trying to do, whatever these guys are trying to do. Right? So then they slander him, they make him look like this, they make him look like that, they say all kinds of bullshit and blah 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 blah, which is basically not fucking true. And it's up to the people to decide if they want to believe that shit or not, because they do not have complete entire control over everything. They have to fight to keep the control. And that's just normal, especially if you're trying to rule the entire planet, or you're trying to rule over a certain a multiple civilization. Of course it's going to be a fight. Of course it's going to be a fight, and it's a big fight, right? So you have to understand that too. And in the case of spiritual, where was I going with this? In the case of spirituality, right? In the case of what's going on, right? In my case, like I said before, I'm one of those archetypes. I'm more like Donald Trump, right? I'm one of those archetypes, right? And Lucifer's always been like that. Me today, I'm like that. And me, eons of years ago, that's who I was. I never changed. I was always going against the grain. I'm always going against the grain. And the thing is, people be like, even regular people that you walk down the street, you might sit there and be like, oh, why don't people like me, or why do people don't, that with me, and why don't people don't fuck with me? And then people will tell you, well, you're going against the grain. But the thing is, what is the grain? Right? Because when you're sitting there, because the other person that tells you that shit, he doesn't know what the fuck he's saying. Right? Or maybe he does, but I don't think people know what they're saying, because it's an expression that we have grown to live with and got used to it. It's an habitual habit to say going against the grain. But the thing is, what is the grain? The grain is the Illuminati. Going against the grain means going against the Illuminati. Going against the powers that be. Going against uh the black government, the dark government, right? That's the grain, right? And so the person doesn't understand what he's saying when he's saying to go against the grain. He just sees a person that says you're going against the grain, and that's the reason why people don't fuck with you, is a person that just conforms to everything that he sees. Like, he's aware that, okay, if I do this, people are not gonna fuck with me. But the thing is, he doesn't understand why somebody would go against what he's seeing, right? So people just say that shit randomly, because a lot of people are still asleep. A lot of people are still sheep. A lot of people are still asleep, And it's not just that they're asleep or they're sheep. It's just that it's not even a thing about being a sheep, to be quite honest. It's habitual, right? I was born on this planet 30 years ago, but the Illuminati's been making plans since the Roman Empire, right? Since the Roman Empire, corruption always existed. Since the Roman Empire, right? The Romans were the most corrupted ass motherfuckers on the fucking planet. Romans were Jews. Romans are Jews. All the black people are trying to be Jews, and they're trying to get more black people. Why do you think they're fucking doing that shit, right? All the Jews are in hell. There's no fucking Jews in heaven. Are you fucking crazy? Jews are the people that killed Jesus. Romans are Jews. The Jews have always been fucking around before they became Romans. Before they became Romans, they were fucking around. They killed Jesus. You know what I mean, bro? And they're still fucking around today, because who's the leader of the Illuminati? Who funds the Illuminati? The Jews. They're the biggest financial backers of the hip hop industry, the entertainment industry, food, oil, jewelry, real estate, you name it, they're there. There's not a lot of, especially oil, real estate, entertainment. That's the biggest. That's the biggest stick. That's their biggest stick. They work in diamonds. They're still fucking around today. And then now you have a bunch of black people nowadays to be like, oh, I'm a Jew this, I'm a Jew that. I'm a shalom, shalom, brother, shalom. Bro, you going to hell. There's no Jews in heaven. If heaven exists, there's no Jews in heaven. Zero. Shit. You got Palestine war. There's a war in Palestine right now. Who the fuck you think Palestinians are? They're Jews. Nigga. That doesn't make any fucking sense. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't fucking get it. I just don't fucking get it. I feel retarded. Like, I don't feel like the other person is retarded. It makes me, seeing shit like this makes me feel retarded. You know what I mean, bro? Like, it makes me feel retarded, because I'm kind of like, bro, what? Like, how is my brain incapable of like computing this? And it's not. My brain is not capable of computing this because you know, like, people are kind of like, oh, you're going against the grain. Oh, you're a sheep. Oh, you're this, you're that. We're calling each other all kinds of names all over the fucking place, right? But the same fucking people calling everybody each fucking names all over the fucking place are the same people doing the shit that they're not supposed to be fucking doing, like trying to become a Jew. Don't fucking try to become a Jew. If you fucking actually believe in God and you think God is a righteous, you know, whatever the fuck you call that shit, you know what I mean? Don't try to become a Jew. That makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense. And then people are gonna be like, well, the reason, oh, like, of course, people are trying to become Jews because they can have a fucking girlfriend. It's all about the fucking girl. It's not about fucking God. That makes no fucking sense. It's not about God. They're trying to get submissive ladies. They're trying to get submissive women. They're trying to act like they're fucking righteous and they're doing what's right and blah blah. Get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up. You're just trying to get laid. Shut your bitch ass up. That makes no fucking sense. There's no Jews. There's no Jews in heaven. All the Jews are in hell. Jews are demons. Jews are biblical demons, not actual real demons. Jews are the devil's playthings. It makes no sense. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound I'm not being anti-Semitic. You can call that anti-Semitic, but that's just fucking facts. It's fucking history. It's going on right now. There's Jews trying to kill people right now. It's a couple of days ago. They sent like a couple drones. Palestine got attacked by a couple drones or some shit like that. I don't fucking remember. And then there's the other fucking war that happened not too long ago. There's fucking ICE, which is basically some fucking Illuminati garbage. You know, because ICE is actually drugs. And now you have ICE, the ICE movement, you know, fucking, you know, like all kinds of shit. And even in Africa, you got the Jews in Africa, which are black, committing genocides. But they consider themselves Jews. They think that that's the righteous path. And then you're going to tell me that Luciferianism is the fucking problem. That's insane. That is completely fucking crazy. The people doing the worst, most heinous fucking acts of violence right now are religious fucking people. People that believe in Islam and Catholics. Those are the two most heinous, destructive people on the planet as of today. Not Satanists, not Luciferians. They commit the most atrocious crime against women. They commit the most atrocious crime against humanity. They commit the most atrocious crime within the country. And then you have like people that pull out videos saying, oh, Lil Uzi Vert's a Satanist because he walked on stage with a purse, with a red outfit on, and he was acting like a girl. No, he's gay. He's not a Satanist, he's gay. He's part of a gay movement with gay people in it. And we all know the Illuminati be gay as hell. They always doing gay shit. They're super gay. They're gay people. There are a lot of gay people in the Illuminati. Everybody fucking knows that shit. Why are you saying he's a Satanist? He's gay. He's not doing anything demonic. If he was doing something demonic, you wouldn't see him on TV. He wouldn't be on TV. He was doing fucking black magic. And maybe he would be on TV. He was doing black magic, but he'd be saying different things. And he would be doing different things. He would probably look like Marilyn Manson. And he would act like Marilyn Manson if he was truly a Satanist. No, he got paid to do a show. He got a bunch of money. He got $20,000, $40,000 to make an appearance at Coachella. He has a contract. He's on a record label. He has a fucking Jay-Z chain on, so you know he got paid. He has a contract with Jay-Z, so he signed his name on a fucking piece of paper, and that's the fucking reason why he's on the fucking stage with a purse and a red outfit. Not because he's a Satanist. Not because it's a Luciferian. It has nothing to do with that. Luciferianism and Satanism has nothing to do with being gay. You can be gay if you want to, but it's not necessary. It's not a prerequisite. It's not like you have to go somewhere and you got to go to the judge, to the civil court in your neighborhood town and be like, I'm going to become a Satanist. And the judge be like, well, you know, you got to be gay, right? My nigga, bro, you know you got to be gay, right? You got to, if you going to be a Satanist, you got to be gay. Are you gay? And motherfuckers like, I'm not, but shit, I'll try to be gay. Well, shit, you better, cause we ain't playing out here. Sign your name here. Okay, you a Satanist now. You get the fuck out. That's not how that works, man. But the way people think, it's like that's how that works. The way people are reacting to whatever's going on in the world, it's like you're basically saying that's how that works. You think you got to go somewhere, you got to be absolutely gay, and then you got to go somewhere and become a no, man. Black magic spirituality is a personal value. It's a personal value. It's a personal thing. It's a personal principle. It's not a, you can be part of a coven if you want. I mean, like, doing things with other people is great, and it's powerful. It's very powerful. Like voodoo it's a very community based magic. Voodoo is a very community based magic. If you want to practice voodoo, you got to be part of a community, or else your voodoo is going to be all kinds of fucked up. Satanist doesn't work that way. You can be a Satanist by yourself. You don't need to be part of a group. But if you are, you can create a group of other Satanists and other Luciferians. Because Satanists don't practice magic. They don't believe in magic. Satanists are atheists. They don't believe in shit. So what I'm actually saying is, if you want to be a mystic, then you have to be part of a Luciferian group that do believe in metaphysics. So there might be a reason why these guys call themselves Satanists. But the thing is, those guys do practice magic. But Satanism is not about magic. So the problem is now, so let's say they're delving into dark shit, the dark magic, then the actual response, the actual thing that we should be looking for is a demonologist. So that means, based off of my own logic and based off of everybody else's logic, if what everybody else is saying is true, then that means there is a high level demonologist planning these events in the background. He's the one telling people what to do, what to wear, what date to do it on. It's not Lulu Uzi Vert that's channeling these things. It's somebody that's giving them the power to channel these things. So they're not Satanists, they're not Luciferian, but there's a mystic behind them giving them the knowledge and the access to do these things. If that's even the case, which it could be. But that's what we're really talking about here. And a demonologist is not necessarily, it's not a Luciferian or a Satanist. He's a mystic. It's somebody that plays around with spirits. That's what a demonologist is. He conducts scientific experiments. or psychological experiments. So I feel like, based off of what I've just said, I feel like when I listen to some content about somebody, a random guy that pops up on my timeline that I've never seen before, that has like 50,000 fucking subscribers, and he's been online for 2 3 years, and he has like this mass following of people, and then he makes a video saying that Lil Uzi Vert is a Satanist. I kind of feel like this is predictive programming. This is agenda. This is propaganda. That's what it feels like to me. As a real mystic, as a real demonologist, as a person that channels Lucifer on a consistent basis, amongst other things, this is very offensive to me. This is very offensive to me. And I do emphasize on to me because there's a lot of mystics that are Illuminati. It's like the tarot readers on YouTube. Sorry to blow you up like that, but who fucking cares at this point? But there's a lot of tarot readers on YouTube that are part of the Illuminati. It's a fucking gang, and they're very vicious. They're very venomous and vicious people. They have no qualms in cursing people at all. And I'm speaking from experience. I don't spend a lot of time without somebody not trying to curse me. There's always somebody cursing me at all fucking hours of the fucking day. Always. And it's different people from different areas. And they get their shit kicked in. I busted somebody's face the other day. Apparently, I broke somebody's hand. Somebody's hand just got broke. I don't know who it is, but somebody was trying to break my hand, and I broke somebody's hands. That person's hand's in the cast. I don't know who it is. I don't know who sent the curse, but now his hand is broken now. They get their shit kicked in. But that's the thing. That's the part that nobody can fucking explain to you because you're the observer. You're outside of this story. You're not part of this story. And we're just trying to inform you. People like me are trying to inform you on what's really going on. But mind you, I've been around like for 3 years. There's people that already have, in 3 years, they already have like way more subscribers, way more views. So that just should tell you right there, before you start saying that I'm this and I'm that, you look at the facts. Look at the facts, bro. Look at the fucking facts, bro. Like I have a video that I pulled out not too long ago. The guy looks exactly like me. He's in the prison outfit talking about Lucifer's cage. He's in the prison outfit. He has a mask on, and there's only one part of his face that looks exactly like mine. And that's on purpose. And the content is garbage. He has more views, though. He has more subscribers, though. This shit is for real. It's not a joke. This is really fucking happening. And the worst part is, most people like, and it's okay. I mean, I guess I don't know if it's okay, to be quite honest. I have no idea if that's okay or not. But to me, it feels like it's okay. Maybe to the spirit world, it's not okay, and I completely understand that too. Obviously, for obvious reasons. But on a human level, yeah, it is okay that people, like, the only reason why people don't accept the information that I give them is because they feel like this information should come from God and not from Lucifer. But that's not my fucking, that's not my fault. You know, like, that's not my fault, bro. Like, the information you can't. It's like you're telling me. It's like reading a book and you see information in one book and you're like pissed off that the information is not in that other. That's not how you're supposed to see life, bro. That's very wrong. Like, if that's how you see life, you're very confused. You're very confused. That doesn't make sense. Like, you can't be pissed off at a book because it has information, but you want the information to be in another book. That's craziness. That's insanity. Accept the truth from where it comes from. You don't be like, oh well, it should be there. No, it's not there because it's not supposed to be there. If it was supposed to be there, it would be there. That makes no sense. I'm not mad. I'm not angry at anybody. I'm not mad at the ether. I'm not mad at the astral realm. I'm not mad at the universe. You know, I don't even fucking care. You know, to me this is good content that people think that I'm lying and blah 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 that they think like this is good content. It gives me something to talk about, because I understand like the other thing is I'm not stupid either. I know that people love this kind of stuff more than actual knowledge because some of the things that I talk about are hard to catch. They're hard to grasp. It's hard to wrap your head around. And I might feel like it's not, that's bullshit. That's just me trying to be more understanding. But I don't feel like the things that I talk about are actually hard to grasp. Not all the time. Maybe sometimes, yes. Sometimes I'm very aware. Sometimes I'm very aware that some of the things that I'm talking about are hard to grasp. Like yesterday, the shit that I was talking about is hard to grasp. It's not something that anybody, and it's mind blowing because it's mind blowing. I was kind of frustrated. If I'm gonna say that I'm frustrated about something, is the people that actually put a dislike on yesterday's video. The people that put a dislike on yesterday's video, that is frustrating to me because I'm talking about like high magic. I'm giving you actual knowledge. I'm talking about high magic, and you see it as a bad thing, and that's absurd. That is completely fucking absurd. Like I just told you that you are capable of creating a soul. Do you know how much power that represents? Like in cartoons, a person that can create a soul is basically a godlike entity. It's a reality shifting it's like an omega level mutant, beyond omega level mutant, right? We're talking about like a beyonder, right? Or Thanos, right? Beyond Thanos, we're talking about Galactus here. Bigger than Galactus, right? And you put a thumbs down on that shit. Go read a book. Go read a fucking book. Like that's crazy. That pisses me off. Yes, that pissed me off. Today that pissed me off. But like um as I was saying, I see there's a lot of buffoonery going on, and then there's they did a Drake penis thing again. There's another Drake penis thing. Last time I made a video a couple of weeks ago that was, inspiring and mind blowing and had great content in it. And then they tried to, and it doesn't matter that not a lot of people saw it. It's all about vibration. It's all about vibration. And they know it's all about vibration. So they send their own vibrations, right? Because they know how much power they hold. They know how much influence they have over people's minds. So they don't have to kill you. They don't have to shoot you with a sniper rifle. Maybe one day they'll have to, but they don't necessarily have to. You know what I mean? Because they know about influence. It's all about influence, the power of influence. It's all about the power of vibration and influence. They can use it too, and they do use it all the time on a consistent basis when they need to, even when they don't need to. This is all everything that you're seeing right now that's going on in the world. It's all about vibe. It's all about vibration. It's all about vibration. It's all about like influence, currencies. It's all about currency, right? It's all about influence and currency, right? But you can do that too. The only problem is they have more resources. They're bigger. There are more of them than there are of you. And that's what the problem is. But regardless that there are more of them, then it's like Hertz, right? The thing is, a person that's truly illuminated has the power. They say that in spiritual books all the time. A person that's enlightened and illuminated truly has the power to provide electricity to at least 20,000 people around them. That's what they say about people that are illuminated, truly enlightened, right? In spiritual books. There's a reason for that. There's a whole scientific thing. I don't remember. I'm just going to keep it there. I'm just going to paraphrase and say that, right? So, yes, there are more of them, but the thing is, they're not enlightened like you are. Not in the same way, in a different way, but not in the same way. So it takes them, they can't power 20,000 people around them. Like, it takes a lot of them in order to do what you can do by yourself. And that's the thing that people don't understand, that they don't realize. That the reason why there's a lot of them is because these guys are taking shortcuts. They're taking shortcuts. They're not interested in a lot of things. They're not interested in spirits. They're not interested in gods. They're not interested in that sort of thing. They know of it. They have studied it. They got it down to a science, but only for their own personal things. And I'm not saying like Brad Pitt, the witch, doesn't respect gods. I'm saying the idea of the Illuminati has nothing to do with Brad Pitt's personal relationship with a specific entity. Right? I'm talking about the whole group. The group doesn't give a fuck about all this shit. So the group is not as strong as you are in a certain on a certain platform, on a certain dimension. So imagine if 20,000 people were illuminated, were enlightened. Then that reverberation, that vibration would be a lot more, that influence, that currency and influence would be way more important than whatever they're doing. And this is the reason why you get how do you say that shit again? You get like proof of the contrary sometimes. So sometimes you see a person that can go against a bunch of people. I've done it a bunch of times. Even here on YouTube, I've done it a bunch of times. Like, I can go against the currency and influence that these people have. So that's why they answer back to me with their own vibration and their own vibe, their own ambiance, their own influence. It's an influence battle. I'm not winning, I'm not losing, because I'm not fighting. But to them, it's a fight, because to them, whatever they're doing is important. I don't think it's important. I think it's bullshit. I think it's laughable. I think it's comedy gold. It looks like I'm fighting, but I'm not really fighting. I'm just being me. and not lie to people as much as I humanly can. That's all I'm doing. And that's a problem to these people. That's a problem to the CIA. That's a problem to the FBI. That's a problem to a whole bunch of people. People just being themselves is an issue. Just being yourself is a issue, bruh. You are considered a fucking terrorist because you're being your everyday self. Because you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you take a shit, you shower, you eat some breakfast, you go to work, and that's a fucking problem. That's a problem. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can understand where that's a slippery slope. You know, like, so they're trying to maintain. So this is just proof. In a couple days, you have Ryan Ridley's butt breaking the internet. What's his face? Lil Uzi Vert dressing up acting like a girl at Coachella. Ryan Garcia being the greatest liar of all time. These guys are talking about, they're trying to make Ryan Garcia bigger than Muhammad Ali. That's insane. That is the funniest joke I've ever heard in my entire life. In a couple days. And you think that I'm part of them. That's crazy. What they're doing is they're answering back to my vibration with their own vibration, with the vibration that they want to imply. Because vibrations, plural, alters reality. So while I'm altering reality towards a better place, they're altering reality to a worse place. I'm not the only one. There's not a lot of us that tries to alter reality towards a better place. There's not a lot of us. But I'm one of them. There's not a lot of us. And if, like I said before, people underestimate their own power. People underestimate their own power. Mind you, I said an enlightened individual, anybody can be enlightened. A child could be enlightened. As a matter of fact, a child is born enlightened. It's only through growing up and us instilling rules over him and filling him with the nonsensical garbage that society has gave us that he loses his light. If you guys like light so much, we're talking about light right now. Enlightened. It's only through growing up that he loses the light. But you're born enlightened. And it's not that easy to see because the person that raised you has to be aware of that light within you in the first place to order to nurture that light. So then you can become a reality altering entity. And this notion is only given to Buddhism, not in Christianity. not in Catholicism, not in uh Muslimism, whatever. I don't remember how to say it. Basically, not in Western philosophy. Western philosophy does not denote that notion. And mind you, I'm not trying to say that Asians are better, blah, 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 because Asians, not all Asian descent people practice Buddhism, or most Asians are conformists. If not, Asians are the most conformist people on the planet. Pardon me for saying. Pardon my language. No offense meant. But it's true. Asians are very conformist. And America is a very conformist place too. But in some particular culture, like I said in my video yesterday, we're sitting there pointing the finger at these guys and these guys and these guys, but these guys, and these guys are a minority in society. Luciferians are a minority in society, in the world as a whole. Buddhism is a minority in society, in the world as a whole. But yet the finger keeps being pointed at these cultures, even though these cultures have it right. And it's everybody else that's wrong. This is the new thing. This is the new thing. The new thing right now is, before we was like, you're wrong and everybody else is right. Now it's the contrary. Now it's you're right and everybody else is wrong. And that's just how that's how it is right now. Right now is you're right and everybody else is wrong. You're not crazy. You're not losing your fucking mind. You're right and everybody else is wrong. So now they're trying to keep Lucifer in that cage. They're trying to keep Lucifer in that cage. Love is a powerful tool. If you can direct the love in your heart towards something, whether it's negative and positive, that thing will flourish. So if you remove your love from the spiritual realm, if you remove your love from the aspect of darkness, if you remove your love from the aspect of Lucifer, then he will remain in that cage. And that's what they've been doing for thousands of years now. And this is what you're seeing today. What you're seeing today is not me being called out as a liar. What you're seeing happening today is not me being called out as a liar. What you're seeing today is not me being called out as Illuminati. What you're seeing today is not me being called out as I don't know, agent of chaos or some shit like that, whatever. What you're seeing right now is them trying to keep something locked up. Like they're trying to keep Donald Trump locked up in a cage. Like they tried to keep Jesus locked up in a cage. Like they're trying to keep everybody that had a presumably idealistic point of view over life, or what was that other word again? Not idealistic, but It has something to do with paradise and heaven. It's another ism. I forgot the name of that ism. Not idealistic. What's the word again? Yeah. Anyway, fuck it. You probably know what I'm talking about. Anyways, they keep all these people locked up in cages. They ruin the people around them. They convert them into bullshit. And the same people that are around you are the same people that's going to destroy you. It's always been like that since the beginning of time. And there's a reason why it's like that. Because something that is of higher power is trying to maintain a status quo. Lucifer already won. It's not God that already won, it's Lucifer that already won. He's already in heaven. He's already sitting on a throne in heaven. He already won. That battle is over. A long time ago. We don't even know when that battle was over. Because you see, if God represents the light, and God is also darkness, right? So if he's light and dark, right? So that means on the throne in heaven, you're gonna see half light and half darkness, right? In a convoluted fashion, if you go to heaven, you're gonna see a creature made of light and a creature made of darkness. You're going to see a old wise man. Half his face is going to be the face of a wise man or a wise woman, and the other side of his face is going to be a dragon or a dragoness, whatever. So he already sits, like he said, on a throne above the stars and not in hell. You're not going to find Lucifer in a dark place. But in a dark place, you will find Lucifer. The light. That's what his name means, light. His name is actually means light. It's a Roman word. It's a Latin word for life, light. So what we're talking about right now is complicated stuff. This is stuff that should go over your head because I'm not putting every detail that I should put here. But even if I put every single detail of what I'm talking about, you still would not accept it. Not because you're not smart enough, because the truth is hard to accept. The truth hurts and it's hard to accept. That's the reason why you don't understand. It's not because you're stupid. It's not because you're slow. It's because you choose to not look at the truth. Because that's not what was taught to you. It's like in the Matrix, they say. In the Matrix, they say it. In Star Wars, they say it. Which is in Buddhism, they say it too. Not necessarily in Buddhism, but like the Dalai Lamas, they have a thing where they do not try, they don't force enlightenment on somebody that's past a certain age. In the Matrix too. In the Matrix, they say we don't We don't go after people of a certain age. We take them when they're young. Because when they're young, like I said before, even I said it, they have the light and they are open books. The first few ages from zero to 10, that's your biggest learning period. 0 to 10 is going to form who you're going to become later in life. That is where you learn the most. Not because you're more intelligent when you're a kid, but because you know less, right? And when you know less, then you're more open to learning in the first place. And this is a subconscious thing. You don't even realize it. It's a subconscious thing. It's just how it is. It's a constant, right? So in the Matrix, they're like, we don't really wake up people that's past a certain age. You're actually too old to be woken up. And the reason for that is the shock that the knowledge is going to give you that is too much for an adult to take, because you're basically breaking the wall inside of a person's soul when you wake them up, if the person even has the ability to be woken up, to be awakened. And now you're basically telling this person everything that this person thought they knew their entire lives was complete BS. It's a hard pill to swallow. And Neo could not swallow it. He actually popped. They called it popping, right? He barfed. He was telling them the truth. Lucifer, Morpheus was telling him the truth, and while he was telling it, he was freaking the fuck out. He was freaking out. He was saying no, that's not true. He wanted out. He was going into convulsions. He popped and then he passed out. That's what happens in most people's heads when we come out with content like this. When people like us come out with content like this, they pop. Some people pop. Some people just disregard it as garbage. Some people just put a thumbs down and then they go fucking eat a rice cake or something. No pun intended, no offense meant. They go eat a fucking fajita, a fucking chimichanga. You know what I mean? You know, a sloppy Joe. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the end of the day. They go to sleep and then tomorrow's another day. Some people might actually pop. And the reason why you're like going through this convulsion is because you're actually kind of taking it under consideration that what I'm saying, what Morpheus is saying, what the Jedis from the Jedi Council is saying, what Lucifer is saying might be true. And it's breaking your entire soul apart, because your soul is comprised of the knowledge that you have achieved from the age 0 to 10. And then 0 to 10, you start going to school and you learn more things. You learn academics, and then you learn social living and whatnots from the age 10 to 20. And then somebody comes along and tell you all that shit is Illuminati shit. You're just a fucking battery. You're just being used. You're being manipulated. And you're like, fuck no, that's not true. That can't be true. Like, I have friends, I have this, I have that, I did this, I did that. All that shit was nothing. I mean, it was something on a specific dimension, You know, an achievement is still an achievement. A physical achievement is still a physical achievement. You did that shit. You made that shit. It happened. That means something. But what if that something actually meant something even more than what they told you that it was meant? Because if you're looking at like Olympic artists, right? Like Olympic athletes, not Olympic artists, Olympic athletes, or you can call them artists too. Olympic athletes, right? Olympic athletes have no money, barely. They don't get paid millions. Entertainers get paid millions. But you're doing the hardest, you're the champion of the hardest thing to do over a bunch of other professionals like you that are good at doing the hardest thing that you're doing, and you just beat all those people from the entire planet. And you don't get paid any millions? You don't get millions for that shit? Instead, no offense, no pun intended, no offense meant. Instead, the people that get millions is the guy that made a rap album about selling cocaine, or an actor that was in a really whack ass movie. There's just a bunch of CG in it. There was a bunch of CGI that fucking fooled everybody, including me. And we all thought it was gonna be a good ass fucking movie, so we all went there and spent some fucking money. So this guy made a bunch of millions for this garbage. Everybody was pissed off at the movie because it was trash, but that motherfucker still made millions for a trash fucking movie. But in the meantime, you're practicing the whole year to do something incredibly hard to do against a bunch of other fucking guys that are just as good or almost as good or maybe even better than you at what you're doing, and you win, and you don't get shit but a fucking medal at the end. Can anybody spot the confusion here? Can anybody spot the confusion? So don't talk to me about what's real or not. You know, don't do that. And don't you dare challenge my intelligence either. Don't you fucking dare challenge my intelligence. And when I say that at a certain age, so when I say at a certain age you're supposed to be like, that's the right age to try to awaken a child, that's a thing, that's legit. That's just it is what it is. Because after doing all that shit, somebody comes along and tells you that shit just didn't fucking happen, or it wasn't supposed to happen the way that it happened. Of course you're gonna pop. Of course you're gonna disregard it. Of course you're not gonna take it seriously. It's not that you don't understand. It's not that you're stupid. You just don't want to believe what has been done to you. The reason why you're popping is not because the information is too hard to take. It's because what happened is fucking disgusting. It's fucking atrocious. That's why you're popping. It's not me that's the problem. Shit, it's not even them. You're just you're just beginning to be aware of the heinous things that were done to you. There's another word, we call that being shell shocked. You go to war and you start noticing how fucked up war is, and it just scrambles your senses. right? For lack of better terms. All your senses start resonating, ping ponging everywhere at the same time internally, and it creates a shock. Your shell shock. You're in complete disbelief of the total mayhem that you're witnessing. So I'm gonna stop the video right here. I could keep going on, but I could be talking for no reason, which I'm probably am. Um, but that's what I do. That's what I'm good at. Talking for no reason. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.